Okay, a fun time as the Lions go against the Giants in a joint practice, which has kind of become a thing, and excited to see how the Lions did basically, right? You're just
Yeah.
trying to going against somebody else. So it, we'll start with this. The Giants admit, and I went and found this basically on a Giants website, and
Great.
they admitted, both the reporters, the team, you can tell that the vibe was really like, let's see how we stack up against the NFC's best.
Yep.
And so the Lions are actually the real deal. The Lions are the measuring stick. So Craig, as we've now followed this team, I mean, forever, but really on this channel since 2021. And now to see them, they're the class of the NFC. How
Yeah.
does that make you feel? What just seeing other teams talk about us in such a positive way is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's funny. Before we actually were coming here to record, I was just mowing the lawn and I'm listening to a podcast and I'm thinking about our roster. I'm thinking about our depth and I'm thinking about the reports that we're hearing out of this joint practice. And I'm like, this is a really good team. I kept predicting 11-6, 12-5 this year because I'm afraid, right? 11-6 seems safe because, I have some of that SOL syndrome. We are the number 1 or number 2 team in the NFC this year based on our roster, and we should expect big things. I understand we have the most difficult schedule, so if that means we finish 3rd or 4th in the NFC, that's fine. This is a good football team, and I think as Lions fans, we're not used to that. We haven't seen that. When was the last time we saw this, Chris, where we had 2 back-to-back good years? It just doesn't happen.
Never.
And,
yeah.
And it should. And that's the little things. When Campbell's like, how are you approaching this year? He's like, the same as we've approached every year. I love hearing that because that's what leads to success. And then when you hear other people, beat writers, Giants, talking about how our team is the real deal, it makes me feel much better. We weren't hearing that even last year in joint practices.
No, we were the Giants. Where the Giants like, hey, in this article, it was like, man,
they were coming off the playoffs.
Yeah, the big bad Lions are coming in, and it said the Giants didn't flinch. The Giants, right? So they're responding to us, and that's what we were doing last year. Remember, we had the joint practices with like the Colts. I don't know if that was last year. The it was like, let's go. How do we fare? Like, yeah, are we hanging? Are they hanging? And it was just this weird. It's like, no, we are the.
By the way, we didn't hang with the Colts, just in case anyone was wondering. It was
bad. And I just love seeing how we just in another note just really is like how we're practicing. So that's been a really big thing, kind of because so there was this really dial down thing, right? I was a big fan of this, and I thought that I wouldn't even hit ever, right? And just like don't even touch each other, stay healthy, don't even touch, don't even look at each other. And Dan Campbell's actually gone the other way, and so these joint practices, they're playing hard, they're physical, and it makes total sense. And actually more teams are going to it because the Lions are so physical and really good. So it's not just our talent, but it's the way that we're doing it. So yeah, thoughts on that.
And that's what's building our talent, right? And that's the thing. Jack Campbell had an interview, which is Dan Campbell reincarnated, right? And so, I mean, outside of he's not as intense, but like same mindset. And Jack Campbell was quoted being like, yeah, I guess, things got chippy. There were 8 to 10 skirmishes in this practice. Did you know that?
No.
In day 1 of practice, 8 to 10. That's what the Giants beat reporters said. That's what the Lions beat reporters said. 8 to 10 skirmishes. And Jack Campbell's like, this is how we practice every single day, whether we're playing against each other or another team. He's like, this is how we practice. And he kind of left the door open because he's not going to say a mean word about anybody. That's not who he is. But he kind of let the door open to let you know, like the Giants, it's almost like they kind of got slapped in the face. Like they didn't know it was coming. And it's like, this isn't their usual intensity. And everybody's talking about the intensity at practice. And Jack Campbell's like, this is what we do every single day.
Crazy.
And that's how you stay ahead of the competition.
Yeah. And that's where we see that development from the second year to third year to fourth year. Liam McNeil's, Aiden Hutchinson, even like he looks completely different. And we saw clips throughout this of, man, the one-on-ones. We're not the like trying to like you go back to the 2021, or you can even go back last year to like Vildor, and it's when we love Vildor. I don't know, we have a special place in our heart for Vildor, but
I respect that man.
Yes, there's those certain players that it's like, boy, we're just not athletically there, the whole thing. It's just going to be tough. It's going to be very difficult. Where now you look around, there's none of those holes. We are not only good, not only just level, but a step ahead, and they're trying to figure out where they stay with us.
Can we talk about that hole for a second?
Mhm.
Terrion Arnold in day 1 of joint practices was evaluated for a concussion. He may or may not have a concussion. And so it's just like, oh, what would we have done last year if a starting corner went down with a concussion?
Oh,
Like, it's over. It's over.
yep.
We're done. Like, Kindle Vildor goes down, and it's like, who is this guy? Like, what practice squad did we pick him up from last week? Whoever
Yes.
was replacing Vildor. And instead, it's like, here comes Enos Rakestraw, and who we drafted in the 2nd round. And he comes in and he's making plays, playing on the outside. He's playing on the and he started a beautiful thing.
Yes. And let me show you this. Oh, you kind of froze on me. Hopefully I still got you.
Just leave. Just
Oh, I had
gone.
a little situation there. I'm back.
So did I.
Whoa, we're back. Nobody leave.
Nobody get out of here. Like, I completely left the studio because both just started spinning. You had that too?
Yeah, here we are. We're back. Nobody leave.
Thank you,
Okay.
Charter Spectrum.
Here's what I was saying earlier. This is what the Giants were saying, is that standing up to the big bad bully, though, was only part of the story. So they're calling us like the big bad bully, the big, whatever, right? So it's like, okay, let's go. So we're the team that everyone's chasing. I love that. Oh. Yeah, it's weird. I thought it paused. He says, "No, we're still here. We're still here. We're hanging." Um Oh man. Is it good on your end, everybody? Because it feels good here, but I don't know if you can see me. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Hey, Craig.
Maybe it's not a Charter Spectrum issue. Maybe it's a StreamYard issue.
Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
So
Let's just say we're good.
I was saying that in this article right here, it just says, they were calling us the big bad bully, like
Yes.
standing up to us. Like, it's just kind of weird. It's unbelievable because you said it. It's not that we're good. It's that you saw this in the Stafford years. We'd win.
Yeah, 2014, we make the playoffs. 2015, nothing.
No. And even those wins, and it's so funny. I was telling you about this, but there's been on YouTube this channel that I've found where it shows full length games, and they're all from the 2012 to 2016 time frame, and it's all teams.
Interesting.
Oh, it's epic. You got to watch it because you can just fast forward real quick. Just get to the end. Every Lions game is just, it's like, oh yeah, I remember this. Week 12, you're dying. You're like, how are we going to pull this out? And the whole thing.
How are we going to do this? The thing that I love is that you're watching a YouTube channel that has full length games, and we, through this channel, have a subscription to NFL Plus, which has every single game since 2009. So, but congratulations on finding the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah. So, no, we're the team. Everyone's looking to get to us. I love that.
It's perfect. All right. So we know that we're the dominant